Wild and wild and
Trying to catch a butterfly.
wild and wonderful monster. That's nice. And you're ready to flow. And it's so easy. That's
Butterfly.
Ah, hello. I I surprised. Okay, so we're playing the original one. There's like the deluxe one that came out, but like I don't own that. I also feel like I should play this version first and then like play the other version later. Uh, thanks. Okay, here I can show it off. Hold on. Let me move it a little bit. Don't worry about my legs. Okay. What? Ta-da! Got a nice little swooshy ponytail. Yeah. All right. Put myself back in the corner. Yeah, thanks. Okay. I like that. I like that. On the little computer down here, it's just the same thing that's on the actual menu. It's just like smaller and smaller and smaller. The end is never the end. Is loading. Never. I also think it's funny this game by default is like a 4:3 aspect ratio, which is funny because I like usually I made like a 16:9 aspect ratio overlay, and then I was like, oh wait, also this game froze, and then I had to like it was originally a 4:3 aspect ratio, this like monitor thing, that I set up, but then like I had to like change it back to a 4x3. So yeah, the game just completely froze. Amazing. Good start. Good start to stream. Video game. Video game. Oh, there it goes. It's fine. It's fine. Nope, it froze again. Is there anything else that can close right now? Not really. This does not bode well. Yeah, it keeps freezing. Oh, there it goes.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
What?
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Huh.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
It was Labor Day.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I didn't realize, like, I didn't even realize he had a character model. I thought this entire game was like first person. I didn't realize like Stanley was a person. Also, what if I just sit here though? So how was your day? I worked today. I so every other week on Tuesdays I have to part of my job is I have to make like a ton of phone calls all in a row. And it's awful. It's one of those things it's one of those things where, like, I build it up in my head too much as, like, something I have to slog through, and that's just what makes it worse. Because, my brother was talking to me about how, like, I have to, like, go through this entire, like, routine to, like, wash dishes. Like, washing dishes for me is also the same kind of deal. If there's too many dishes...
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
But it's one of those things where it's like not as daunting as it actually is. It's just that I build it up in my head too much, and then like it becomes way more daunting a task than it should be. And I've started to get over that with like washing dishes, but I haven't got over that with like having to make like 30 phone calls in a row. And it's not that like the phone calls themselves are awful. They're like everyone's nice. or they just hang up on me immediately, and so there's no like. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I did have sushi for dinner. I had some pretty good sushi. There's this really weird thing with like how they serve sushi here, where for some reason they like serve it with a side of like sriracha mayo. And we figured out that like, cause like they give you like like a ton of like those little plastic cups, like those little plastic sauce cups of like sriracha mayo. So if you order like 4 rolls of sushi, cause we like couldn't figure out like what the dipping sauce was for originally, cause like why would you? Sriracha mayo was a weird dipping sauce for sushi, but like it's clearly like for the sushi, because if you order 4 sushi rolls, they give you like 4 like separate little plastic cups of sriracha mayo, and it just seems like such a weird dipping sauce for sushi, because it's not even like, yeah, sriracha mayo. It's such a weird dipping sauce for sushi, because they're not like, it's because like you can make sushi with like, it's not exactly American. Whoa. I just noticed if I look up too high, my glasses turn weird. Weird. I wonder why that's happening. Yeah, because it's not like, it's like pretty, it's like normalish sushi. Like we got, I mean, we got a Philadelphia roll, which is like a little too, like a bit of an Americanized sushi, because it's like, did I say California? Philadelphia roll. Because that's like smoked salmon and cream cheese, which is like a very Americanized like sushi roll. But I got like a spicy tuna and like unfortunately I wasn't paying attention to like what my brother ordered, because he ordered a Philadelphia roll and I ordered an Alaska roll, and those are pretty much the same thing. The Alaska roll they had with like a I think they're both. I think they're. Yeah, it was salmon. It was salmon and avocado, which is also a little bit Americanized, but yeah. But yeah, I don't know what they like. Give us like a shit ton of sriracha mayo every time we order sushi here. It's not even that sushi restaurant. Oh, I think. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think there's like 2 different sushi restaurants in town. I think they're literally owned by the same people. Because one is like a little bit more of like a sit down kind of restaurant, and then the other one is like, more like a fast food kind of thing. Like a quick order, you get in, get out kind of thing. Or like you sit at the tables. One's a little bit more like a restaurant. The other one's like more like a cafe, I guess. I should probably play this video game. I don't think that's gonna give me any more dialogue for standing here. Is this a Source engine? It feels like Half-Life. Wait.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, it's not like fully Source, because I tried to crouch jump and it did not. You can't really jump in this game, I guess.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
We also apparently work in the void. Oh. There are computers around. This guy doesn't even. What does this man do all day? Fucking sharpen pencils? I thought this was gonna be a motivational poster. What if I turn off everyone's computers. Boop. $4.20.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Man. I'm into the weed room. Okay. Close the door. Oh, I can close doors. If I close the door, can I not open me? No. Oh wait, is that? Oh, I can click. Okay. It's E or click. Okay. E. Oh, someone spilled their coffee. I don't know why I thought, I don't know why I just assumed that, like, right-clicking would, like, zoom in or something. Like, I could aim down sight in this game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What the fuck? That doesn't make sense. Oh, what? Trying to hit spacebar to jump. That's not an actual thing I can do. Okay, we're literally at a crossroads now, where I could, like... Oh, these do go in different directions. For a second I thought it was like that meme that's like the illusion of choice, and then it's just 2 paths that lead into the same thing. Here's the thing. I can be counter to the narrative, but what if I be counter to the counter narrative? I'm stuck.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Weekly target and Marketing Mondays. 451's private time. Group 40X, Group 45X. This box is too small. Tuesday, Termination Tuesdays. Office efficiency? Legal? Question mark, exclamation mark, question mark. Group 41X, 46, 42. 420, 78 bird. Pre-review, weekly review, office party. Pranking floor 5 meeting? Mergers, idea and development. What to do about 432? Don't tell 432 about this meeting. Group 440X, Group X. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Rip frames. A little smiley face. Cabal planning. Wait, I'm not. Yeah, I was like, wait. I'm not 432. I'm 427. So is this like, okay. For a second I thought this was their like their permanent schedule, and I'm like, man, it'd be awesome to just every Friday at the end of Friday you have like a office party. Targets, push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Standardize graphs 40xy. Not cost efficient. Future is yesterday. Tomorrow is now. What? Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Right next to his agenda. Reflect. Employee. 417, 405, 491, 416, 431, and gem. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of... What do people want? The stock market is somewhere here. Color in light, colored in segment. Stripes. Requires more secondary research. What is hot? Profits, 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 profits. Target demographic, teenagers. Things. Mike James, you're fried. Happier... Happier... Something? Happier feeling? Happy feelings. Money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. Facts. By quarterly post review. We need more / less reviews. 42 and 45 I want to get rid of the death sport portion and the primary review schedule, but I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more oh! I forgot I was gonna put a water cooler on this overlay. Oh well. Charts need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographics. Find teenagers to put in teenager demographic. Big net, some sort of child trap. Work harder, hard worker. A lot of percent. Teenagers, size of demographic. Space between the teenagers. Throw something in the ideas bin. No more bins, trash cans. Renaming of the ideas. Something 30 firing of 30 fixing them? Yes. Loss appreciation minimum. Circle. Solving conflict. Why did we hire you? But that takes 2 people to start a fight. Oh. What are your dreams for the future? Plant life, football, pollution, a boat, mitosis, less air, comatose, metamorphosis. Tips for not getting fired: talk less, don't get fired. Do amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Ain't that the truth? To solve a dispute with a coworker, let a ball up inside you, take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you more.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Everyone is unique, you most of all. Number of slides on the slide, slides, charts and slides. Write which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Charts, numbers, ratios, the internet, asleep. Oh. Rate of increasing graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, I'm begging. More charts. Stop. Okay, I think I've looked at this enough. Oh, I'm locked in here. Oh, there's a different door. When did that open? Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I keep thinking I could jump in this game. I can't. Oh, big wrench. What's that? Is that a slide there?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Copper wiring. Duct tape.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
FA.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, fancy. Man, close the door. Man, this door does not fit the rest of the aesthetic of this. Or exactly that. Oh. Right? This does not fit the aesthetic at all. Is there a... 2 phones.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Piano in here?
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Right. So I should just leave then. Oh. This is very Mr. Burns' office.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Shut up.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Can't even play with the piano. I also like that the ineffective clicking on things thing just sounds like
2845.
pressing buttons. It just sounds like pressing buttons on a keyboard. These cups don't even have coasters.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I just go in the corner. Huh? Huh. Neat.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Huh. Oh, escape. But escape, though. Oh, let's escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh. Oh, huh? What? Whoa. Huh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Can't move.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Why do we have a machine like this?
Great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
Do some?
So he resigned and willingly accepted.
Hold on. Picking the game again. Hold on. It's a little loud. Let's turn it a touch quieter.
Did this violent end to his brief and shallow
What
life.
if I crouch though?
Farewell, Stanley.
If I crouch? Huh?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. Not that way. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless,
Oh.
making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Omae wo Moshinderu. Office layout. This shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office towards the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout the development. The core layout remains almost like technical consideration. This is cool. Pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. This kind of reminds me of 2 doors. First concrete piece of the Stanley Parable design. Once the room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. This reminds me of like the commentary notes in I want to do a commentary notes playthrough of Half-Life 2. Actually, it's actually like very interesting. If you've never seen the commentary notes, if you've never played that version of Half-Life 2. I'm surprised. I guess it'd be like a lot more work, but it's like legitimately very interesting. It's a way to present like a behind the scenes of your game, where it's both playable and it like shows you like all like I think there's like bits too where it like shows how like will like spawn things and like play little animations and stuff like within the game to like show you how stuff works and like little explanations of like game development stuff. It's a really interesting way to play the game. Solitaire. Oh, I can turn this off. Play database. I wish I could read that. Section of sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Oh, these are like the actual part of the game. Shout out to Kevin Brighting as the narrator. He has a really nice narration voice. An early version of the maintenance room. What's this way though? Office clock. Boss's office. Screens right now in the boss's office. I do like the final version. I can understand like, well, that just looks unfinished, but like I think like it'd also be interesting if like conceptually the boss's office had like the same aesthetic as the rest of the office. Freedom endings. This is the very first incarnation of the Freedom ending game itself. I think I'm looking at spoilers now at this point. British version. Wait. What? I heard something over here. Given Brian the website and recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from the air takes that were not used in the game. I don't understand the directional sound going on in this room. Feels like it's broken. the thing where if I don't look at it. Is it proximity? Is it just on a timer? I'm confused. Anyway. Oh, I can't press it. Freedom ending. Freedom ending exists in the babe. Pretty. Monitor room elevator. First time the elevator and the monitor could go up or down with freedom above and count down below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down and placed the two endings together instead. Oh, yeah. I'm just looking at spoilers at this point. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which is frustrating for everyone. The Z ending went through many iterations. 300% the fourth version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to ban it and change it again shortly before launch. What does that mean? What's the ending? So we tried to fix another version of the ending known as the Z-ending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. I don't know what this means. Usually part of the ending narrator, put 11 in the narrator to describe book. Player. What's this? What? And 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one released in May 2012. Features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator for Mike Beers that he's preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Watch this. Oh. What was we sound? Can I leave from here? Perfect. I think I'm just getting spoiled on things. The point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to lose? Oh, the point of the Stanley Parable HD remix is to win. Oh wait, back here. There was another title screen somewhere. Warzone. Okay. There was green light. Submitted Stanley Parable's to green light valves process of bringing user stream. Green light page only a series of cryptic photos which are still enough to win the community. There was a narrator emails. The second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. We initially planned to use them for their promotional materials. Never found the perfect use for them. Here's some of those emails. Okay. Saw another title screen somewhere. Events. Media. Oh, it's that 2 options thing. I saw another title screen. I'm compelled to find that again. What's further back? There it is, the exit. There's the title screen.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Ow. Hmm? Well, that was the Stanley Parable. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, what? Input received. That didn't happen last time. Whoa. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be up here. Oh. Hey, Casey.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Like again. Locked. Locked.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Soda.
It had really been worth the detour after all,
Soda.
just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Rather because soda. This seems like a hazard. I feel like you would easily trip that part of the room.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so
Coffee
utterly
mug.
captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these
Yo.
chairs and some paintings. Really, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Go back. What's over here, though? Oh, blueprints. Well,
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
you're not lying. If you're lying right now, stop. What's this room? Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. What if I...
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Alrighty.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
happened
go
in
to the
the
meeting
video?
room. Perhaps he had simply
Oh,
missed a
what?
memo.
Oh no, wait, it wasn't that one, it was in the next room. Is this... no? What's this one? Awaiting input. What? Now it has 2 blips. Okay, interesting, interesting. Is there another TV? Oh, there was a TV. There's another computer in this room to turn on. What?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wait, hold on.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, But the fact is
Huh?
that the story has been about nothing but you. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have
Danger,
zero
everywhere.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to
Wait.
show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
What happened to
Give me a
2v2?
chance.
Let's be quiet.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
What's this? What? Key card. Is there a key card back there? Oh, unlocked. Red door. Got it. Wait. Yeah.
Aha,
Huh?
perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
Oh.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
What is
Do
that?
not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
What if we go this way? What?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes?
4.
Wonderful.
4.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid,
Oh,
I
this
think
is over
I've
here.
knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh. What the? Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Good old Neil is offline, Skid is offline. Nietzsche Nacha. Pola. Hogarth. Heh. You know that 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence, only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door, 8.9% of players are margined in Stanley. I think that's 128 players worldwide. What's this one?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game.
Yeah, the
All
PNG
about
is
the
baby.
desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
How would
Be
you
sure
cut
to
out?
keep notes on your experience.
How would you cut it out like that? Back here. Then back here.
You heartless bastard.
What's
Did
that?
you
Why
do
not?
it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
This went really off the rails very quickly. Minecraft.
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
I
At
can't
last,
jump,
the one
though.
thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here, no, here, and then...
A dirt house, though.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course, and just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
I can't jump.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Something about Minecraft with like this specific lighting just makes it feel really
Oh
off.
my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Yeah, cool. No.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the
Spiders.
diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
There's monster sound, that's pretty fun. Portal. Portal 1.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself.
Can you still,
What is
like-
this game even supposed to be? I can't
Oh, I can't
figure
even
it
flush the
out.
toilet.
Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
0 out of 10, can't flush toilet.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
Can you do the box? Is there a way to do a box trick where you... Hold on. Okay, you can't really fling it that far. Oh yeah, you can't really... I don't know if you can bug it. Okay, so how far away? Oh, I can't really throw it that far. Wait, oh. I thought it glitched. Can I not put it down? Okay, hold on. a second. There's like a second where it's clipping. How good is this collision? Oh, can you kill yourself? Did they leave that in? Can't jump, that's the only issue. Yeah, you still take damage from that, okay. Okay, never mind.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these.
Oh. I think I work in progress. I like it. So. Oh. A little bit too dark. Laptop power settings, overlay, position, field of view, advanced. Might have to hold on. I noticed that in the last sequence when I killed the baby. That was a little bit dark. Up the gamma a little bit. See, because like you couldn't even see that before. Now you can see. Wait, what? Oh. Got caught in the door. I can actually see better on the OBS now than the actual game screen. It is definitely a source game. Oh. 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 Can't do anything in there.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I don't want to jinx it, but oh. I was gonna say I don't want to jinx it, but oh, I'm back. I was gonna say I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like I haven't
All of his co-workers were gone.
had any.
What could it mean?
Shut
I
up.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I haven't had any stream drop issues recently. That's all I wanted to say. Wait, what's the was the computer input? I thought the computer input thing was in this room. Why? Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job, All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Fucking, it's a soda machine again. I think I made it actually way funny.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
For a second, I thought they transferred my gender.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes. Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
I have to turn the computers off in a specific order. I didn't put things coming up anymore. Let me go right again.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
What if I hang out here for a bit?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, Here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Is it just... That was the same dialogue as last time, right? Because, like, I was gonna say, I was like, I can't tell that I'm, like, looking...
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah, but I know what a little while ago. Hmm. Yo. Stump, happy birthday. How's your stream? Oh. Nice. I don't wait. What is Turbo Over? Is that like a boomer shooter? Also, how you talking trash? That sounds like a boomer shooter. Also, happy birthday again. Nice. I think that there's no more dialogue here. I'm going to leave. About like one dude.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Wait, I haven't got left here.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But the button, though. But the button, though. Oh.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Oh, but those don't. Okay. No, thanks.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Not like there's a truck there. Oh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get
Fired.
back to, who am I kidding?
Wait.
It's all rubbish
104.
now.
Okay,
The whole story
104.
completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my
That
time
one say
trying
pirate?
to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track,
That one says pirate.
From the top.
Look.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Beep. Okay. I think I'm starting to turn those off in the wrong order again. Huh?
When Stanley...
Wait.
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I can go that way. Huh. Wait, we're back here. Oh, this is all a circle. Is it though? Hold on.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This one? Is this one? And this one? No, that trigger isn't going off anymore. It was like a different computer that turned on and then it had like things going on for it. Okay, now the doors are gone.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Oh, 20. Damn it. Wait, what was this? I don't remember this door being here.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I don't like that sound at all.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
Yay.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Wait, I want to turn off the computer still. I'm sure that there's not... Yeah, one of the other computers was turning on in the previous iteration. Wait, this doesn't seem right. I've never been down there before. What's this way?
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Or B6. Solitaire. Oh, let me get the solitaire.
see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Oh, push.
Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this
going a little
office,
bit far off the
is
path.
this office in
Oh,
fact
wait, what?
the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
That is loud as hell. It's James Bond's office.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Remember, it's chat.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh, we're just back here again.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you,
Fire.
after everything we've been through, you... Well, I
There's
can't
definitely a
take this
pirate over
anymore.
there.
To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I'm going in
Go
circles
wild.
now.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might
Oh,
be, Stanley.
okay.
I'm ready for it.
What if I could start going backwards, though? That loop happened, like, again, but backwards. Oh, I can't close my door anymore. Oh, it actually does not have dialogue for going back. I'm genuinely surprised about that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine. Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall.
Sometimes Stanley dies.
Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say
Hold on,
in
I'm
all of
concerned about this
Is it really-
part.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this.
Oh, both
I
doors
won't
lead here.
restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh. I probably should have been looking at the screen. Huh?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a
turn
wave
that off?
of disbelief,
Where-
Stanley
oh, it's up
decided to
there.
go up to his
Never mind.
boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
So how was your day, chat? Anyway.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, I mostly just like worked. I had some sushi, took a nap. Oh, I'm back here. Wait, we're not doing this one again. Had a long weekend? Nice. Yeah, I got like another like week and a half, and then I'll be on like Christmas vacation. Sushi? Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, right. This is the boss's office if you go all the way up. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, for some reason... Well, I mean, I think it's just because there's like two sushi places here that are both owned by like the same company or whatever, but like one of them's more like a sit-down restaurant and the other one's like an order-to-go restaurant, but they're pretty much just the same sushi. For some reason, anytime you order sushi in this town, I find sushi, are like, yeah, that's fair. Different taste. For some reason, they, whenever you order sushi in this town, they give you sriracha mayo to dip it in. It's very strange. Can I go to the bathroom? I can go to the bathroom. The heck? To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to pick just one. Executive bathrooms, time, and then a picture of clock. Supper dumplings. Is there actually anything to do in here? It's just an Easter egg. Okay. Again, this door completely ruins the aesthetic of this office. That's where the computer was. I was looking for this. Why is it up here now? So it jumps. Whoa. Is that Kung Fu Panda? Is he getting shot by the gun? Why are they shooting Kung Fu Panda? An elevator. This is new. Oh, I went down. Wait, I can go up or down? No. Hold on, I want to go up. I think that the narrator's just humming along. How long was this elevator? To the moon? I actually wouldn't put it past this game. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I have an idea. Hold on. POV, we're in an elevator together. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I was like, for a second he said step forward. Okay, hold on. I'm going to fart. No! I have to bring myself back. Bring myself back out of the simulation. Oh. If I go even higher. This is not the same. Wait, this elevator actually not go anywhere? Also, I feel like I'm floating. There we go. Okay. If I go down though. I don't think this elevator goes anywhere.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh, kitty.
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
Why is this
But his attention was
alcoholic?
caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
So high poly.
What could its purpose be? In
Compared to
fact,
everything
this
here.
keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
And that's done.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I already did that ending. Okay. I need to go this way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it.
It definitely says
Couldn't
pirate.
accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't press this button. What does it mean? Oh. Boop beep boop. This. These ones aren't even on. 2, 1. Here. Mind control. 4. Zero 142 0 0 0 1 0 5 2. Oh, I thought that was a code. 0 1 4 2. Console disabled. Five. Zero 5 2 1. That's not the codes though, because there's like no 0. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 0, 1, 4, 2. There's no 0 around here. I don't see a 0 button.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about
It's over
you,
here. So that's
about
3.
me, where we're going,
What's this?
what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Thing down here.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
3.
A moment of
3.
solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway.
Where's
I'll tell
3?
you
3's
exactly
over
what
here.
happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course,
3.
that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though,
Execute
this
button
version of events has
incorrect.
been rather amusing.
1.
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the
Now,
control
1 is
wrested away from you, it's quite rich.
over
I
here.
almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left.
Incorrect.
But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To
I
hell
don't
with it.
understand.
I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Am I like accidentally hitting these other
What's the matter,
buttons?
Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it on?
3.
I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have
I don't
any
understand.
idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
What does it mean?
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
I don't
You
understand.
wanted to control this world, that's fine.
Careful not
But
access.
I'm going to destroy it first.
Buy and
so
play
you
427.
can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me,
Wish I could read
will
this.
be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon,
I've made a
very soon
mistake.
now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
I fear I've done the confusion ending again.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Trying to think of
now
all
in
the
this incredible room,
things.
Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So I've been here before.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What if I stayed on this though? I like interrupted him
Look,
last time.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
That way
I
out.
realize that investing
Someone that way
your
last
trust
time,
in
too.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Oh, I haven't been over
Someone
here.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Left. Whoa. Whoa.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, In this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What? I'm sorry, what?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside.
You're real.
At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
Huh?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I plug this back. Oh, there's not even a plug. Oh, wait, there's a plug here. What kind of fucking plugs are those? Hello? I thought he was gonna let me back in again, and like, we could try that again. Just going backwards now? Yeah.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Key card. I get a key card. Can I find the key card? Not like a key card on any one of these, is it? Maybe not anymore.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly,
Oh.
hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Whoa. Wait, is there anything I can... Whoa. Is there anything more I can do in this? Maybe I can deteriorate it. Whoa.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story! You've destroyed my work! Why?
Grr,
For what?
everywhere.
What did you get out of that? What did you
Wait.
think was so special about seeing
Oh.
the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do?
Oh, I thought I
Even
could
if
get
there
over
were
here.
a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To
No,
willingly
but-
destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Whoa. Whoa. Huh.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Huh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Hi.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ah. How deep to the... How deep in it? Right. The couple fire to get that. And then...
No!
Yes,
Why
okay.
did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Oh, I can't get there fast.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh, it's
Feeling
fine.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
They locked the broom closet. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
They removed the downstairs. Oh, the bathroom's gone too. Oh, the sign on the bathroom's gone. I can't go this way either, probably. Yep. Whoa, this is different now.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled,
Please speak
Stanley
clearly
wondered
into
in
the
disbelief
receiver.
who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
2845. Huh?
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Do I actually have to say it into the mic? Does this game pick up your mic?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Nightshark 115? I don't think it actually
Okay,
works.
fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect.
I need to check something. Audio. There's a command console. Why are there like strafing controls? Hold on, I wanna raw mouse input, mouse acceleration. How do you reverse the mouse? Can I? Oh, okay, they're already in the command console.
The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Whoa.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors.
Wow.
Entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello?
What the fuck?
Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
Actually, like, move around? No, there's the boundaries here.
I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Here it
had
is.
simply
It's
missed a
back.
memo. No matter how hard
Wait,
Stanley
can I-
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Waiting input. It's like two
Stanley
more.
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I feel like I hit something else before that. Okay, that's the one that I need to, that's the one I was looking for. Did you win? Maybe? I think that's all the computers in this area off. Can I turn this now? No, not close enough. Is there something else I'm supposed to be doing here? It says awaiting input. But I was able to like just go up to that and hit it before. Something else I'm missing. Am I just not close enough? Hold on. There we go, input received. Okay. No, I just need to like, okay, it's gonna be on another monitor somewhere and another run through. So I have to like finish a run through that I can hit that again, I think. Because it seems like I could only do that once every like run through.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm trying to think. What's the fastest way to get back to a loop? Can I just end it?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Whoa.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Fucking barred off the fucking broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It blocked us off though. Oh, this one's kind of long though, the loop. I mean, let's not do the loop. Unless it's different this time. I don't think the loop's gonna be different. Okay, the bathroom is back.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
But do I have to like progress the loop for that input to show up again? Or is it just any loop?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, so we're gonna go through this loop again, see if that
Although this
will
passageway
trigger
had
it.
the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
We're
The
gonna,
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I think it just needs any reset. Yeah, that's
At
what I'm
this
thinking
point,
too.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I don't know anything else in this room, is there? I like that bit in what is that game called? Superliminal, where like there's actually like a darkness way to go, but it's completely in the darkness.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oop. Can I not go this way? There's boxes. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Does that have to be an organic loop? I just want to make it an
When every
organic loop
path
and
you
not
can
actually.
walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, is the true exit? It's not there. Where's the exit again? I don't remember. Thanks.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Yeah, I accidentally did this thing first, and I'm like,
Listen to me. You can still save these two. You can
this is literally the first ending I got, and it's like, oh, I think I'm seeing too many spoilers.
stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Yeah, it feels weird for it to like be something you can get so easily, so quickly at the start. I forget, does the loop actually reset here, or do I have to manually do it? I think I have to reset that. We're just gonna hit the reset manually. Welcome Stanley to heaven. Well, now I got it, right? I just realized it's just like buttons over and over. Do they turn back on? Oh, they do. I can't turn these all off. There's no possible way to actually turn these all off at once. Okay. I'm gonna turn the machine off.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
So
up
boarded
to his
up.
boss's office. Hoping he might find coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
I've never heard that song before.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Which one was
Stanley's
mine?
co-workers. The lives of
It's
so
over
many
here, though, yeah? 'Cause it
individuals
was like
reduced to
100 something.
images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
7.
Was this the only
There.
reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it
Yep,
blindly?
that's my desk.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This is the original. I just don't own I don't own the deluxe.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, I got an achievement for beating the game. Nice. What? I can go into the button again. What happens if I go in here now?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hold on. How do I get to my wife? I forget. How do I get to my wife? It was it downstairs? I think it was downstairs.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, yeah, this is the loop.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
Yeah, I
to
was
go
right.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, this seems different. Okay, maybe not.
Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before.
That's new dialogue.
Was it but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, yeah, not the open door on the left, it's the...
Stanley was so bad at following directions,
What's
it's
this?
incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone
There we
you've
go.
forgotten
Here's my
about.
wife.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now.
Sounds
I want you
cute.
to come in and tell me all about your
Oh, man.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Press F on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Buttons? No, I can't.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press E to spend time with the boys. Hold on. There. I just wanted a good... Hold on. It's F5 though, right? No?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's
into my
doing is
office.
pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
It's actually cool that it's like slowly turning. I didn't realize it was slowly turning into my office.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
What do we say here? You know, I didn't think this game would be a one-off. I thought this game would be longer. I mean, I guess it's as long as you want it to be. Like, I could play this again in another stream and do other things, but like, this feels more like a one-off game. I don't think I can not do this.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
It's 20 endings in the original 19 to 20, 19 plus 2020. Oh, damn. Buttons. Okay. I think I'm gonna end it there. Can I like... Oh, I can't like... Okay, I can't like leave that up. It's phrased like that because the 19 are all but one of the original endings. Okay. I wish I could leave it on buttons, but it does not appear I can do that. Well, let me find a raid target. I wish the audio didn't stop when I clicked off of it. More kind of branch off the original. Interesting, interesting. I'll have to play the deluxe version sometime. Who up? Well, is Jenny still going? Yeah, it seems like they're still going. All right, we're gonna write. Despite instructions, I'm late. You're very late. We're literally ending right now. Some of these are like when you go into the boss's office, you step in but leave before the doors close behind you. Alright, we're gonna raid another office lady. We're gonna raid another office lady. We're gonna raid Jenny. She's playing 7 Days to Die with Bucket and Billy. I don't know what I'm gonna do Thursday. I'll stream next Thursday, probably again at 8 p.m. CST. Don't know what I'm doing, so we'll see. It's a game for completionists, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'm content with like how much I did in this one stream. It's a fun game. I enjoyed it. But yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do Thursday. But yeah, next stream will be Thursday. Yeah. Alright. Have fun with Jenny. Bye.